Hello everyone. I hope I am okay. So there are two people. I don't know why others are not coming. We, wait a minute. Okay, so let us start. I uh, I hope everything is fine. Yes. So guys, right now today we will start. Let's have a revision of what we had done in the previous class. We had seen variables, what are variables, naming variables, data types, dynamic, Python is dynamic and not statically typed. Today we will be seeing more about strings. So as we know that string is one of the data types. In that we are going to see the first data type, which is, sorry, not the first, one of the data types, which is string. Hello, time please. Hello, Archit. So in string, what all are we going to see? We are going to see what is string, how we initialize strings. There is a term indexing, very commonly used in Python. Then there is slicing, and what is the use of slicing? Hmm. Okay, so we have people coming. From now on in these sessions, I will not be waiting any moment. I will be starting. Let's start with string initialization. We all know what is string initialization. We define any string in double quotes or single quotes. Next, let's directly move on to indexing. So indexing is a very beautiful concept laid out. Indexing is nothing but every every letter or every particular thing in the string has been given a key. So now the key which I mean right now is a particular number. Over here, if we see, we have HELLO in a string. Each of them are different. Each of them have a particular object which can be retrieved. Okay, so how are they retrieved? They have been given an index number. Archit, only four. Yes, there are only five index numbers, but till four. Okay, I might have missaid. There are five things and 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 index numbers. We'll learn about the index numbers right now. So, how index number works is there are two types. First is the normal ascending index number, and second is reverse index number. The reverse starts from 0, but we usually take it from the behind, the which we can say as the rightmost corner, which starts from -1, -2, -3 and goes on. The leftmost thing is 0. Now let's first focus only on index. So we have over here 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Five, let's call it object for right now. They are not objects. Let's just say they are objects. So we have over here 5 objects. Let's give h, the object h, a value of 0. Every index number starts with a 0. Then we have our normal number system 1, 2, 3, 4. Now here if you see E is given 1, L is given 2 and another L, the second L is given 3, the last number, which the last object, sorry, is given 4. So right now, this is what is index numbers. Index numbers are a particular key or number, only a number from 0 to n given to a particular string based on how many object it has. So it will always start from 0. So always left end is 0 index. Yes, always, let it be reverse index number or our normal traditional index number. It will always be 0. So if you see, now let's move to reverse. Your doubt will be clear, Nitya, over here. So over here, if we see, we have HELLO again 5, and over here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, again 5. So each has 1. But over here, the only difference you see is that there is minus, negative. And as negative starts, the rightmost corner is from -1. It will go till n, the second last thing, object, which will be there. The second last object, this from the left side, the second object, and from the right side, the second last object will be -4. Because we have 5 over here. As we know, the first H is the first and will obviously always be 0. Only these 4 over here, ELLO, will change. So I will give a practical example of this in the Jupyter notebook. Let's go to the Jupyter notebook. I hope you can see my Jupyter notebook. Okay, it's visible. So these are the things we are going to learn today. Let us start with index. Okay, so we said that P is HELLO. We said this, we defined it. Then we said that this place, the first H is equal to 0. We said that it will always be 0. So let us first define H. Let's do shift enter. And then how we call with index number. So main purpose of index number has always been to retrieve data. How do you retrieve from here? You will put the key, the index number, in a parents. Let's see how. We say print. In print, what we'll say P. What of P? We'll give square brackets and then we'll say 0. Now what is this? Only focus on this. We know the print statement. Those who don't know, please go check our first lecture on how we can use print and type functions. Now over here, P is the variable name. Then we have put square brackets, and in that square brackets we have 0. What is 0? 0 is nothing but the index value. Let's see what we get. We get H, and what we had seen over here in the PPT was that, see, H has the value of 0. Let it be any case, H has the value of 0. Now let's try to retrieve the data of E. So we think that E is 1, right? Let's try that out. So over here we'll say E is 1. Yes, E is 1. Let's print L as 2. L is 2. Then we will print again 3. Then L is there again. 4 will be O. All printed out from 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. All are there. Did you see that every index number has a different value and only one value, not two values? 0 cannot have H as well as E, it can only have H. Now let's do reverse indexing. Reverse indexing would be like print. Let's try to print P of O0 again. We will get O and then H. I'll just comment this line. So this now. See, we again get h. This is reverse indexing we are trying to do. Now let's say minus 1. What we had learnt over here in the PPT was that minus 1, the value of minus 1 which we have over here is O. We said minus 1 is O. Anything from the right hand corner, the rightmost corner will start from minus 1 to n. Let's see, is it true or not? Now this might be visible. Jupyter notebook. We will say minus 1. See, we get 0. Anything in the rightmost corner. Okay, so there's a question. So minus 5 will be an error, isn't it? Let's go step by step, Nitya. Minus 2, L, minus 3, L, minus 4, E, minus 0. There's no, see, minus 0 is H. Now let us try minus 5, minus 6, nothing. So Nitya, that's why I didn't wanted to answer your question at that moment. There is a thing over here, HELLO can also have 0, minus 5, minus 4, minus 3, minus 2, minus 1. It can also have minus 0. It can have this as well. It can have this as well. So that's why 0 is obviously there. 0 has that value. But minus 5 can also be at that place. So you might ask, why do we need reverse indexing when we have a proper index value and we know this digit will be this in the sequence? The reason is you might need the last digit. You might need the last digit, and in a sequence if you go the last digit you might not know. So you would think that the user will say hello, but the user says hello, my name is Dash. That wouldn't work. That's why reverse indexing plays a big role. Now we have seen that any index more than the number of objects, we are calling it objects for right now but they are not objects, is not taken. It's a 6 string index out of range. What does that mean? That minus 6 is not there only. There are no many things, no many objects over there. I hope till here it is clear. Index will play an important role in our future classes. It is used in many other data structures as well. Yeah, it's easy to access. Okay then, let's get back to our PowerPoint. So over here we saw indexing. We'll see one more example of it, but let us first cover the topics. Now let's go to the second topic, which is slicing. Now in English also, slicing means to take thing in parts. Like we slice bread into 2 parts. We slice a banana into 2 parts. We slice a pizza into 2 parts. Many things in 2 parts. So there is a particular syntax for this as well. This also uses square brackets. It has the first thing which will come, the first number will be start slice, the stop, and how much step. I'll explain you that. First let's go through this theoretical part, then we'll see it in the practical approach. Start is the index number. So slicing and indexing is interconnected. That's why I says indexing is very important. It can't be skipped. Start is the index number from where you want to take the slice. So if you want to take the slice of a piece of, let's take a piece of bread from the corner, but you don't want to take the border, the brown part of it, so you will neglect that. So if you want to neglect a particular thing, you need to give the start index, then the stop index. Now where do you want to stop the cutting of the bread? So do you want to stop it at a particular point or you want to keep it? Then comes a step. So you might want the bread to have 3-4 pieces. Now you can slice it in between as well. That is what step is. It skips. How many skips you want. Now let's see in Jupyter Notebook. So now I hope my Jupyter Notebook is visible. Okay. So over here, if you see, we did the index number. Now let's go to our very own this. Okay, I'll just do 0. I don't want any errors over here. Okay. So what we said, we want to slice. Let's define another term, which is p is equal to hello world. Now over here, we only want to print world. We are slicing it. How will we slice? We said print. See, the main thing why we using print every time, to get the output, we need to use the print function. So we will say print, in the parentheses we will say p. What of p? Will again open square brackets. We said, what we said was start colon stop colon step. This was what we said, right? So we'll remove all these things. Let's see what we get if we don't type anything. So by default, these three values are set to this is set to 0, this is set to -1, and this is set to 0. Hello world. Now this is what I want to explain over here. A main topic that people think that the last or the first, whatever you take, will get accepted into it. So if you might be in school and sometimes they tell you give me a rational number between this and this, so sometimes you get confused if the last can be considered or not. So in Python it doesn't consider. Now we will say this, and it's selling hello world. By default all values are 0, so it will not take anything, it will print out as it is. Now let's say we only want to print world, but first let's see the index value. H0, E1, L2, L3, O4. Now chat, answer me, will this space get counted? Yes. Any answers? Will this space get counted? Okay, so let me explain this concept. This space will get counted. Why? Because it is in the string. It is in the string. If it might have been over here some outside, there might be a space left, then it might not have been counted. It is in the the braces. Good, Kuru Charan and Archit 2000. So we will say we were till here, we got 4, right? Then we will say 5, 6. Okay, so we know we need to start from 6. So we will put the start as 6. Let's see. Okay, if I am doing errors, correct me. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Let me know if I'm doing errors. I'm printing it out. I only got world. Why did I only get world? Because I said the last index doesn't get counted. So whenever you want to print the last, just leave it default. Just leave it default. It will come world. Now this is not mandatory. The second colon is not mandatory. If you want to keep, you can. If you don't want to, you can't. You don't. So now let's print. We only want to print hello. So we know that the start of hello will obviously be 0. The end we saw was 4. So should I type 4 or 5 as the last index place? Chat respond. I think there is some lag in my stream, so that's why I am not able to get responses on time. Okay, so I'll wait for a minute. Am I getting any responses? Okay. So we have got none. Let's just continue. I will have to check how do I remove the lag. Okay, so it will come 5. Why? Okay, so we have some. Can we print only world without using slicing? We can, but that no. See, the point is what we are doing. We are using slicing to only print that particular term. Now, if we use some other methods, there might be, but slicing is the most used one because it has a definite place and stop. As much as I know, there are none which I have used. Slicing is the only one I use. Yes, you can print using this function, print and then p of using index values together. Is it possible that it starts from first L and then ends at R? Mind that I don't know the index. Okay, so if you don't know the index value, that you don't know index value, and it's a very big string which the user has given you, then you cannot do it. Because what you'll have to do will be, you'll have to say, okay, I'll come to that point. You have said a point which I was going to teach, that how can you take the index value from the user. Okay, world. Okay, I'll just again write what I had written. P of 0 is to 6. We got hello. So we have got key, the last thing doesn't get printed. Now if you see over here, if I put something over here, if you just observe, I have done 6, and that means that there is one extra space over here. See, it is giving me one space, because I have printed 6 and this space is also getting printed. If I put 5, now there will be no space. See, directly comes to O. Now we have completed this particular topic of slicing. If any doubts, let me know, then I'll come to the next part where I will explain all these things. So according to me, I haven't got any doubts. Okay then, so I will move towards the PowerPoint and let's continue. So now we will learn more functions about string. Over here I will add how we can find the index value of a string. String is immutable. We will see that how string is immutable. Comments, the single line and multiple line comments we are doing right now. Then how can we print multiple line comments out as well? We can print them. Then string multiplication, it's like printing hello world 10 times, but instead of writing big syntax, just a small one. Adding numbers using strings. See, I have mentioned things over here, not number only. So that means that we will add two strings which have numbers in them. Let's see what we get. Then uppercase, lowercase, and such a bit more methods, count and all. So one of them is, okay, so here I am going to answer the question of Guru Charan as well. Again, I remember of a method, just dot split. So we will answer Guru Charan's question as well. So over here we have, right now what we have done is indexing and slicing. We'll do second thing, which is split. Okay, well let's wait. Let's go directly to immutability. So what is mutability? Mutability means the things which can change with time. So we are talking, can strings change after the initialization? we are thinking about this, can it. So let's take a practical approach to it. So we will say p of 0, that means h. We want to do it to y. We want to say yellow. W will not be there, but we'll say yellow. We want to say yellow world, so we will say is equal to y. So what we are doing, we are trying to change the index value 0 instead of h to y. We are defining it. Let's see, does it work. So it says that str object, str meaning strings, does not support item assignment. In other words, it is immutable. That means the value after initialization can be changed by this. P is equal to hello. This will work. This will work. But changing it through a particular letter in it wouldn't work. So you need to initialize it wholly again. Okay. This was immutability of this. Then the next thing we have, how can we print multiple line comments. So we can print multiple line comments using, we'll say print. Multiple line comments had 3 quotes. So we will say hello, hi, how are you, welcome to Codeforce. See, it's printing multiple line comments as well. So mainly where we use this, in today's step I will tell you about CLI, command line interface. There we usually use these things. Okay, so after this we were talking about the next topic, which is concatenation. So now let's say I have a string which says name is equal to Codeforce, and then we have welcome equal to, we welcome you from. Okay, we have this string. Okay, we have these two strings, and what we want to do is we want to print these two strings together. How will we do that? We will say print welcome plus name. What we are doing, we are adding this variable welcome to this name. Adding number things we are doing right now with strings, which we call it as concatenation. We welcome you from Codeforce. Aren't they both together? This is called concatenation. This is present in other languages as well. Then after that we have another thing in this. Let's move to the second thing, which is string multiplication. So let's say we have one string which is we welcome you from Codeforce. Now we'll assign it to welcome statement. Let's say welcome underscore statement. So guys, again, this is what is snake case. How do we say it's a snake case? It has an underscore and the letter should not be capital. Now what is camel case? This is camel case. One small, another up, small, up, small, up. So Python uses snake case. Now if we print this, welcome statement will be defined. Now we say print the welcome statement, but we want to print for every student, and right now we have the number of students. Let's say we have 10 right now, so we'll say welcome underscore statement. It should auto complete. So see, how did I auto complete in Jupyter Notebook? Was I did tab, I pressed tab, so it auto completed. Those who are coding with me can try it out. In other languages, if you install tab 9, the AI completer from the Google, or in itself, like in Visual Studio Code, you can, so it will auto complete automatically for you. How many times you want to print it? 10 times, so we'll say 10. Unsupported type, none type, and int. So this will not work. It's saying that this will not work. So how do we make it work? We put it in the parenthesis. See, now it's printing it 10 times. 1, 1 we welcome you code force, 2 we welcome you code force from code force, we welcome you from code force, we welcome you from code force. So many times it's printing the same thing. This is called string multiplication, just like concatenation but using the multiplication operator and printing it that many times. Till here, is it clear? Okay, let us move ahead. Next thing which we are going to learn over here is adding the numbers which we talked about. Till here, if any doubts, I'll wait for a minute over here. Okay, if no doubts, let me know in the chat, so I'll start. Okay. So right now we have two variables which are a as well as b. So in these two variables, what we have, okay, so we have a question over here. If you miss any answer, please ask in. Okay. Hmm. Okay, so guys, those who are watching this and not in the Discord group, please join. Over here, so we have a is equal to 20 and b is equal to 10. These both are strings. We have defined it as strings. Now let us say print a plus b. Let's see what we get. We should expect 30, but we will get 2010. So why we are getting 2010? The reason is that these were the strings, and in string this is not called addition operator, this is called concatenation. So that is why it is printing it together. Now if I had a space over here and a space over here, let's see what we get. We get two spaces between 2020 and 10. So these are strings and they are working in the same terms like concatenation. If any doubts over here, let me know. Okay, no doubts. So let's move to the next step. I'll keep this. Next step, which is uppercase and lowercase. So let us say there is the string name code 4. So we will say we want name in all caps. So let's say print name dot upper. So now what I'm using over here is a function from the string class. So this function should print all letters in uppercase. All are uppercase code force. Now let's try the same with lowercase. Print name dot lower parenthesis code force and code force. Now let's remove this parenthesis and let's see what we get. We will get invalids. Oh, sorry, I just removed this. So see, it's giving us an explanation that upper is a built-in method of the str object. This str object is stored at this location in our computer. Can we get the index like 0, 1, 2? If we do not know them like we want it, the index. Okay. If we do not know them like we wanted the index. Okay. Guys, please give an example like how do you want it. I have understood his, but others who are not able to explain me, please give it with an example. So over here 0, 1, 2, I'll come to that. I haven't come to big functions right now. What I was doing was small things. I have just started with built-in methods. Okay, so the variable which name we have is stored in this location. It has a built-in method which is upper. So that means we need to have parentheses to make it work. Now let's move to the second one, which is split. Someone had asked this. I think Guru Charan, no, someone had asked this, right? They want this. Okay, so I think I have missed a query in between. If only one colon, if only one colon, start, stop, default step 1. Yes, the default step is 1. So now I have missed no questions. Code Archit has come. Name is equal to some last string, and then okay, I've understood. I'll do that. I got yours. So we will say that we have a big term which is p is equal to. I'm just taking p randomly because it was given in the PowerPoint presentation. Hello, I am from Codeforce. We love teaching and innovating. So this is a very big sentence. Now in this I want to give to another user. If I think this is a paragraph and I want to give it to another user, only the set which describes them. So what we describe ourselves is why we love teaching and innovating. So I just want this much. So we will use this function split, but split wouldn't work over here. Now what we will need to do, we will need to separate it with split. The split which we had learned, there are two types of split. First is p dot split, second is this split. So over here this split will work to give us what we want. Now if we want to get every word, every single word, let's take it only this much, hello and world. We want these two words separately, so we'll say p dot split and we'll give a delimiter over here. So our delimiter is space. Let's see what we get. We get hello and world and then another space. So if you see this in a square bracket is known as list. This is a data structure which we learn after some classes. So right now just focus ki what is happening. This is a delimiter. The thing given in the parenthesis is known as delimiter. What it does, it is like okay, if you have this much percentage which we have as a cutoff in our college days, so we can say ki this cutoff, above that only things will come. So now over here it is dividing ki hello is before this cutoff and world is after this cutoff. Then we have a particular thing. So as an example, it's like a cutoff thing which divides. It's a delimiter which is dividing hello, world and then the last piece. Now if I remove this and I print, it will only give me 2. I can make as many as I want. I can say A, B, C. It will all come. It will all come separately in a list. I can store this and I can retrieve this information as well. I can say A is equal to this. Then I can say parent A. It will give me everything. I can play around with this. I can say only give me the first two. Over here also I can use index value. I can say print A of 1. It will only give me world. If I say print A of 0, it will only give me hello. This is how we can, this is a list, how, and this is another thing how we can use this in it. So this was split method. Someone was asking me, can I only get world without using the other split? Yes, this is one you can use. Then we have count. Now we have 3 L's in this. Okay, we have 3 L's. I'll just remove all this. We have 3 L's. I want ki kitne L hai. Now let's see, we don't know how many L's are there. Let me randomly type all a number of L's. Now instead of me counting these many number of L's, I'll just type p dot count. Okay, I'll have to run this before. I'll say p dot count, and I'll say my delimiter is L. 33 L's are there. There are 33 L's. And this whole statement hello world LLL. Now if I remove these many number of L's, I'll get 3 L's. Split is new for me, thanks. Okay, great. So these are some methods. If you go to the Python documentations from python.org, over there you find all this. I'll be doing only some selected methods over here. This was about the count method. Then we did upper and lower. We will do replace. In the replace, we will say we have a string which is called print. We have a string which is p is equal to hello world. We have this we have and over here we know that string is immutable. What that means is that we cannot change. Now if I want to put hello code force, I cannot put. What I can do is, there's a method made for this, p dot replace world, then I can say world with code force. See, now it will say hello code force. Now what I have done over here is that I have done p dot replace, then I replaced world with code force. Okay, so this was the replace function. Now let's come to the last function of the day, which is the index function. Now in hello world we need to find the index of O. We will say p dot index, then we will say O. It's giving us the index, the first index, which is 4. So the first index of O is 4. We can take p dot index D as well, but if we don't put in quotes, it will say D is not defined. As a string, it should be in quotes. So now we say that the index of D is 10. Now guys, this much for today. Let me know if there are any doubts. I'll get towards what we were planning, our tip of the day, the thing we are going to learn new. If you have understood, please write yes, or else I will be waiting, because I am not able to interact with you guys. Can you replace only one O? Yes, you can replace. Let me do it for you. I will say p dot replace O. Sorry, I have put 0. I'll put O with code force. I have done a blunder over here. I'll put this. See, hello code force, W code force RLD. So now what is happening over here is, it is taking all the O's in the particular term and replacing it with code force. Now if you only want to replace one, I would suggest read the Python documentation, because there are many good methods and many good ways to do it, which I wouldn't like to explain it right now. Understood? Great. So if anyone has a doubt, let me know right now, or else I will start with another topic. Understood? Okay. So I am starting with another topic of the day. Can anyone tell me what all you can see on your screen? Okay, wait, I have a doubt. I'll get back to the doubt. Can you get the last index of any letter? Yes, you can. So we have it set. The last index of any number we said is -1. So we can say over here we have hello. We'll say -1 is O. let it be any long string, anything we put, we will get the last string. Okay, let it be this long, and we don't know what the user has typed in. -1 will give it out. Okay, wait. B. See the B. Okay, if any other doubts, let me know. Cause what I see, there is a considerable lag between you and me. So I am wasting time sitting over here. So as soon as it gets clear, type yes. Okay, so right now we are having the most interested part, which is this. Can anyone last index of letter L? Okay, last index of letter L. So I would suggest you कि go to the Python documentation, because right now I want to teach something more interesting. This concept which you're doing, right, the last index value you want of L. So if you type over here p dot index L, no substring found. Okay, sorry, I'll have to do this. What is happening? I had done it over here, right? P dot index D. Why isn't it working? P dot index L. Okay, so see, over here I need to do it big. I'm really sorry. It will give me 2 the first one. So now I got your question that you want the second one. Want the second one over here. So go to the Python documentation or see YouTube videos on it. Because if I say indexing is a very interesting topic, you can do many things with it. You can print any set of words with it. So, but it takes a lot of time to make some people understand. That's why I'm not doing it right now. You can do it on your own using the Python document. If any doubts come up, like you're not understanding, so you can DM me on Discord. I will answer it if I'm live on the spot, or I will, as soon as I come live, I'll answer. Okay, without wasting any other moment, let's go to the topic. So, what I want to speak today is about CLI. Those who know the meaning of CLI, type it in the chat. Okay, so there's a lag again. I'm not able to interact. Okay, let me say it directly. CLI stands for Command Line Interface. What does it stand for? It is Command Line Interface. Let me type it out. CLI Command Line Interface. So why don't you visit the command line interface? So guys, I hope on my screen you can see something called as a terminal in MacBook, or else you can open your command prompt in Windows. So what is this terminal? This we know as command line interface, also known as so how many types of interface we have? We have 3 types of interface. So the first type of interface we just saw now, which is command line interface. Then we have graphical user interface. Then we have menu driven interface. We have form based interface. We have many interfaces. So in real life, if I say we only know one interface, which everyone says is GUI, graphical user interface. If you people know, we use some modules known as tkinter and pygame for it. Now if you see this particular thing, you see this, the brown thing you see, the gray thing, what is it? It's a prompt. What do we call it as? Prompt. This prompt is telling us to give a command to the computer. It is telling, I want a command, give me a command. So let me give a command as Python. So it is telling I have the latest version of Python, which is Python 3.8.3. So now where did it get this Python from? I have downloaded Python from python.org, which is a complete kit. It has an IDE with it, IDLE. It has REPL with it, which is in IDLE, and it has Python documentations as well. So let's see what I am doing over here. I am telling the computer, give me I'm telling give me the version of Python. It is returning me with the version of the Python. Now if I say Python, I have Python over here. This is called a REPL. So REPL is nothing but read, evaluate, print, loop. So why am I explaining all this? This is all useful in your coding interviews. People ask you from the basics, what have you been coding on? So people say I am coding on Jupyter Notebook. What is Jupyter Notebook? Jupyter Notebook is an IDE. It is a it is not command line based IDE. The command line based IDE is REPL for Python, read, evaluate, print, loop. So all these things you need to know. Yeah, I'm sure when you guys go for a coding interview, they will not ask. But as a basic knowledge, this all is required. So what is REPL? REPL is nothing but these three signs you see. These three signs you see, right? Okay, so it is not letting me see copy it. These three signs which you see are called as REPL, read, evaluate, print, loop. Now what is happening over here? I have given the command to the computer, open Python. So it searched all over the computer Python. It given the command and it's showing over here I have Python 3.8.3. I had downloaded it on July 2, 2020, the time. And from where did I download? I downloaded it on Anaconda, from the Anaconda Inc. This is the full detail of it. Now if I see over here, whatever I can do, I can type print hello. It's giving me an output on the spot. People suggest that this is the best place for beginners to start with. Jupyter Notebook is one of them. Why? Because beginners should understand how you can get replies like print hello, a is equal to 10, and all that. I can now say print a, I'll get 10. Now a basic thing over here, people don't know what is REPL, people don't know what is CLI. After knowing that, they don't know what is happening behind the scenes. So over here, just let me give a simple overview. We are typing a command. I am saying print hello world. Now after I type this command, what is happening? It is saying me ki okay, I will print this hello world for you with, but whom am I giving this command to? I want to give it to the computer, but why am I giving it to Python? Because Python is a interpreter. It is the converter, I would say. It is the communicator between me and the computer. So there are some commands which neither me nor the computer can understand my commands, or neither I can understand the computer's command. So the computer might say something like not found and all. which I might not understand where did it not found. So that's why I give my commands through Python, saying ki Python tell this to the computer, Python tells it to the computer, and then we get it. Okay, so this was what is a terminal. In the terminal we are giving this command saying ki this is what we want, and it is printing it out. Let's take a simple example of how we are communicating with the computer and not with the Python interpreter only. There might be people saying ki why I am just communicating with the Python interpreter and I am not having any role with the computer over here. I just gave him a command before and now I don't have any role. For those I will give a check case which I will say import OS. This is a method, module, sorry, not method. What is happening over here? I am saying import operating system OS. I am importing a module which has functions in it which executes in partnership with the computer. So whatever I will type like now, I will say os.system clear. The screen got cleared. What just happened was I said OS is the module name. I said system matlab command line. On the command line I said type this function which is clear. It typed the function clear and it executed it. Now let's take one more example. I want to open let's say Chrome. I have Chrome open, but still let's say I want to open Chrome. I'll say open os.system Chrome. See, it's giving me what the computer said. The computer said that command not found. This is what the computer is saying. So right now I directly contacted to the computer. Now I'll again say open system some let's say some command like which I also don't know will work or not. Let's just give some random command and let's see who gives me the output. It's giving me the file doesn't isn't there is no such file. Now right now let me type os.system Jupyter notebook. I know this should work. See, it's working. It's opening Jupyter notebook for me. It has opened Jupyter notebook. Now over here I think you all can't see, but I can see it has opened Jupyter notebook, and that's why I will need to now close this command line. This will not work. If I say print hello as well, it wouldn't work until I will terminate this. So give me a minute, I will just terminate and open another one. Okay. So now I hope it is visible. No, Cyber Army, there are different commands for everything. No, it's not only for Linux, it's in every OS. You can find it in Windows as well. Command prompt in in Jupyter, sorry, not Jupyter, MacBook, it is terminal. You can use that as a replacement to command prompt. PowerShell can be used as a replacement. Even if the command works, it just gives a result in the coded form. It's not the coded form. It's what it is. So if you open Jupyter notebook from your end as well in any this, it gives you some output saying is saving file and all. If you read it, it will open a terminal. So that is what is happening. It is opening here also. It's taking the terminal in place. It is opening it. So now I'm doing it. Name is Google Chrome. Okay, I wanted to just give an example. I didn't want to run it, and I have checked that I know which command will work on it. Even if no, it's not. Now let me do a test. Now if I say os dot, I need to open Python again. In Python I will say import os. In os I'll say os dot system Jupyter notebook. Now it's again opening Jupyter notebook. See, this is not the code. This is saying the port 888 is already in use because I have opened it somewhere else. So now it is using a port called 8889. Trying another port. See, it is telling me it's trying another port. Jupyter Lab extension loaded. It's giving a runtime thing. You can press Ctrl C to start this server. So I'll press Ctrl C. It stopped. Shut down this notebook server? Yes. I have shut it down. Shutdown confirmed. So we can do most of actions on this platform, right? Which we usually do. So see, every program you learn, run, OBS Studio, Terminal, PowerPoint, Chrome, Discord, anything you run has a background running of command prompt. There is a command running behind the scenes in the command line interface. I have more to teach, but we have reached a time limit. I will stop here today. You can discover more with it. Tomorrow not tomorrow, on Monday we will speak about it. Not on Monday, sorry, Friday. I'm really sorry, Friday we'll speak about it again. And I am going to make a video on Python IDEs, all the IDEs, which one you can take as a beginner, what you should take and all. My voice volume is low. Okay, I hope I was audible all the time and it was only low. Cause in my, it's showing me it's good. Okay, it might be, I don't know. So I hope I was audible and I don't need to repeat what I said. Okay, okay then. I will continue this on Friday. Thank you. I'll end the stream. Yeah, thank you, Nitya. I'll end the stream. The same Google form for attendance. One more thing. Only 10 people out of how many have registered? 25 people are seeing this. No issues to me. Nothing is going from my side. But please fill attendance, or else you will not be given a certificate. Okay then. Thank you. Thank you, everyone.